Chapter 801 Don't come over, or I will yell. This is 1 million pieces of top-grade divine crystals. Is that guy serious? When Zhao Donglin saw the 1 million pieces of top-grade divine crystals in the divine ring, a look of surprise appeared on his face. After all, someone who can take out so many top-grade divine crystals is definitely not an ordinary person. Take me to see him. After calming down, Zhao Donglin stood up and said to the young man beside him. The owner of the museum actually wants to meet him. Hearing what Zhao Donglin said, the young man also revealed a look of surprise, and then he thought with curiosity, what is in that magic ring that can make the owner of the museum interested in it? After a moment. Little brother. I heard that you want to spar with me? After arriving on the first floor and seeing Yi Feng, Zhao Donglin asked with a smile. That's right. However, the sparring I want is not an ordinary sparring, but an unlimited sparring. That is, during the sparring process, you can use elixirs, talismans, formation flags, and other items. Hearing Zhao Donglin's question, Yi Feng directly expressed his thoughts. Oh. Unlimited sparring? That's interesting. Hearing Yi Feng's proposal, Zhao Donglin also became interested, and then said directly, then let's go directly to the number 1 sparring room. Number 1 sparring room. That's right. I still have a random breakthrough scroll that I haven't used yet. How about using it here? After arriving at the sparring room, Yi Feng thought of the random breakthrough scroll that the system normally rewards, and then looked at Zhao Donglin and said, Master Zhao, before the sparring, do you mind if I shoot a few times first? Shoot a few times? What does this mean? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Zhao Donglin was also stunned, then nodded and said, Young Master Yi, don't worry, just keep firing. Boom. 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 As Zhao Donglin's voice fell, Yi Feng directly used the random breakthrough scroll, and then, waves of breakthrough auras emerged from his body frantically. The peak of the 7th level of the sacred realm. The peak of the 8th level of the sacred realm. The peak of the 9th level of the sacred realm. The peak of the 6th level of the divine realm. When Yi Feng successfully broke through to the peak of the 6th level of the divine realm, the continuous breakthrough auras stopped. True God realm, heavenly God realm, God King realm, God Emperor realm, God Emperor realm, Sacred realm, God Honor realm, God Tao realm, God Tribulation realm. What are you doing? What is this kid doing here? What did he mean by a few bursts? Does he mean a few bursts of realm? Breaking through realms, can you break through like this? At this time, Zhao Donglin on the opposite side was completely dumbfounded, because he had never seen such a rough breakthrough method as Yi Feng's. Breakthrough 2 more realms. I may only need a random breakthrough scroll to break through to the peak of the 9th level of the divine tribulation realm. However, isn't my breakthrough speed a bit too fast? I have only been in the divine realm for a few days. After checking that his own cultivation had broken through to the peak of the 6th level of the divine Tao realm, Yi Feng shook his head helplessly. Master Zhao. I'm done. We can start sparring. Then, Yi Feng looked at Zhao Donglin on the opposite side and reminded him with a smile. Sparring? I don't want to spar with you now. You are not a normal person at all. Hearing Yi Feng's reminder, Zhao Donglin panicked directly, because Yi Feng was too abnormal, and the other party proposed unlimited sparring, so there were too many unknown factors. Young Master Yi. I just thought about it and made a decision, that is, I will not spar with you. After all, I am a peak powerhouse of the 9th level of the divine tribulation realm. If I spar with you, it would really be too bullying for you. If it gets out, I will lose face. After calming down, Zhao Donglin smiled and walked towards Yi Feng, and at the same time took out the divine ring containing 1 million pieces of top-grade divine crystals, ready to return it to Yi Feng. Master Zhao. Don't regret it if you agree. Let's not waste time, let's hurry up and spar. Hearing Zhao Donglin's words, Yi Feng directly refused, which made Zhao Donglin stop halfway. Forget it. It's just a sparring match. Besides, I don't believe that he has anything that can threaten me. Thinking of this, Zhao Donglin retreated to the position where he was standing before, and then shouted, "Young Master Yi, let's start." Peng. As Zhao Donglin's voice fell, a loud bang sounded from the sparring room, and at the same time, a battle puppet with a golden luster appeared in front of Yi Feng. What is this? Although it looks like a human, it has no life fluctuations, and the whole body looks extremely strange. What is this? Seeing the battle puppet that suddenly appeared, Zhao Donglin frowned and muttered to himself. Master Zhao. This is my battle puppet. Next, let it spar with you. Seeing that Zhao Donglin on the opposite side did not recognize the battle puppet, Yi Feng introduced it with a proud look on his face. Battle puppet? Battle puppet that disappeared for hundreds of thousands of years? When Zhao Donglin heard the words battle puppet, his eyes almost popped out of his head in shock, because this thing had already disappeared, but now it suddenly appeared in front of him. How could he not be shocked? But after the shock, Zhao Donglin showed a touch of excitement, because he had only seen this kind of battle puppet on Mixin, and now he had a chance to learn from this lost battle puppet. How could he not be excited? As for why Yi Feng had this lost battle puppet in his hand, he didn't want to ask now, he just wanted to have a good fight with this battle puppet. Battle puppet. Hit his face, just hit him into a pig's face, don't hurt him. At this time, Yi Feng also gave the battle puppet a simple battle order. Boom. As Yi Feng's voice fell, a terrifying breath instantly burst out from the body of the battle puppet. Fuck. What level is this battle puppet? Do you have to be so strong? Feeling the terrifying breath emanating from the battle puppet, Zhao Donglin was stunned. Peng. At this moment, the combat puppet's legs suddenly exerted force, and the ground collapsed instantly. Then the combat puppet turned into a stream of light and rushed directly towards Zhao Donglin on the opposite side. You, don't come over here. If you come over again, I will scream. Feeling the strong sense of oppression and crisis brought to him by the combat puppet, Zhao Donglin panicked directly, and then shouted with panic in his eyes. Chapter 802, Curiosity Kills the Cat, Unlucky Duo. A moment later. Fuck. We are all at the peak of the 9th level of the Divine Tribulation realm, why can you beat me? Besides, what do you mean by hitting my face all the time? Are you deliberately humiliating me? At this time, Zhao Donglin, who had been beaten into a pig head, also shouted with grievance on his face. Puppet number 1, you are not his opponent, retreat quickly. Hearing Zhao Donglin's shout, Yi Feng pretended to be anxious and shouted. God is not my opponent? He has been beating me all the time, can't you see it? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Zhao Donglin, who had been beaten, was stunned. Master Zhao. I didn't expect your strength to be so strong, I really underestimated you. However, I will not admit defeat. Since one combat puppet can't beat you, then I will release a few more. I don't believe I can't beat you. Just when Zhao Donglin didn't know what Yi Feng was going to do, Yi Feng said this, and then 8 combat puppets appeared in the sparring room. What for? One combat puppet has already beaten me. Then, you made 8 more? Are you trying to kill me? Looking at the 9 combat puppets standing in front of Yi Feng, Zhao Donglin was almost scared to tears. If he had known that the other party was so terrifying, let alone giving him 1 million pieces of top-grade divine crystals, he would not have come even if he had been given 10 million or 100 million pieces of top-grade divine crystals. Young Master Yi. I don't want the spirit crystal anymore, please let me go. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'll be played to death by the 9 of them. At this time, Zhao Donglin, who had recovered from his shock, looked at Yi Feng and cried loudly. Master Zhao. Don't worry, they will never hurt you, at most, there will be some superficial injuries. Also, although their strength is a little bit strong, as long as you find their fatal weaknesses, can't you defeat them? So, you have to have confidence in yourself. Hearing Zhao Donglin's cry, Yi Feng persuaded him. That's a little bit strong, that's a little bit strong. Moreover, let alone finding their fatal weaknesses, even if you tell me their fatal weaknesses directly now, I can't touch them. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Zhao Donglin felt like he was going crazy. No. I can't just sit there and wait for death, I have to escape. Thinking of this, Zhao Donglin looked towards the door of the sparring room. The other side. Old Long. Old Xian. The owner is really sparring with a guest. How about I take the two adults to the lounge on the third floor to rest for a while? Looking at the two old men in front of him, the young man explained with a wry smile. Xiao Zhou. We don't want to rest. We are full of curiosity about this guest that Lao Zhao personally received. So, no matter what, we have to meet him. After hearing the young man's words, Long Lao smiled and shook his head, and then expressed his attitude. That's right. This is the first time that Lao Zhao has personally received a guest from the Shinto hall, so the other party's identity really makes us curious. So, we must meet him. Then, Xian Lao on the side also expressed the same attitude. Hey! Since you insist on going, let's go. However, if the owner of the hall blames you, I hope you can say a few good words for me. Seeing the tough attitude of the two, Xiao Zhou also agreed with a wry smile, and then took the two to the direction of the number 1 exchange room on the second floor. Bang! When the three came to the second floor and walked towards the number 1 exchange room, the sound of a door breaking came from not far away. Fuck! Is Lao Zhao still a human being? Facing a weakling in the 6th level of the Holy Realm, he was so cruel? Is this still a competition? Finding that the sound of the door breaking came from the number 1 discussion room, Elder Long was also a little angry and started to curse. Yeah. Old Zhao really went too far this time. He was bullying the weak, and he was so heavy-handed. How could he treat his customers like this? Then, Elder Xian on the side also complained. My lords. Look, someone crawled out of the door of the discussion room. At this moment, Xiao Zhou suddenly noticed something, and then shouted to the two people beside him. Fuck. The pig-headed man who crawled out was old Zhao? When half of Zhao Donglin's body crawled out of the discussion room, Elder Long exclaimed with his pupils constricted, and his eyes were full of disbelief. Wang Long. Song Xian. Come and save me. I can't stand it anymore. At this time, Zhao Donglin also noticed the three people not far away, and then shouted with tears in his eyes. He really didn't expect that his two old friends would appear here at this critical moment. Old Zhao. What is going on here? Didn't Xiao Zhou say that the client you received was just a weakling in the Holy Realm? After hearing Zhao Donglin's call for help, Wang Long and Song Xian did not rush over, but asked with a serious look. What a weakling in the sacred realm. You are the weakling. Your whole family is weaklings. I don't allow you to say that about my clients. Hearing Wang Long's words, Zhao Donglin was so scared that his soul almost flew away, and then he started to curse directly, fearing that Yi Feng inside would be angry because of this sentence. Don't stand there. Come and save me quickly. There are 9 wars in here. After cursing, Zhao Donglin started to explain, but before he finished explaining, he was dragged into the sparring room, and this scene directly scared the 3 people not far away. Wang Long. I feel that this situation is a little wrong, otherwise, let's run. At this time, Song Xian, who was the first to recover, looked at Wang Long and expressed his thoughts. Song Xian. Do you think there is a possibility that all this is actually a play directed and performed by that bastard Zhao Donglin? And the purpose of his doing this is that he doesn't want the two of us to meet that mysterious client. Otherwise, how could it be such a coincidence that he crawled out of the discussion room when we came here? After hearing what Song Xian said, Wang Long expressed a different idea. Wang Long, if you say so, it seems to make some sense. How about we go over and take a look? After hearing Wang Long's idea, Song Xian's curiosity was aroused, and then he looked at Wang Long and made a suggestion. Chapter 803 Young Master Yi, let's make this competition more intense. This is just my guess. To be on the safe side, it's better for one person to go over and take a look at the situation first. Are you going, or am I going? After hearing Song Xian's suggestion, Wang Long shook his head first, and then expressed his thoughts. Brother Wang Long. It has to be you, you are thoughtful. However, if someone really needs to check the situation, why can't this person be Xiao Zhou? After hearing Wang Long's words, Song Xian said with a smirk. I'm just a guide. Why did you drag me into this? Besides, you are respected elders. Don't you feel guilty for bullying the younger generation? Hearing Song Xian's words, Xiao Zhou was completely dumbfounded. Ha ha ha. Brother Song Xian. There is nothing wrong with what you said. Wang Long couldn't help laughing after hearing this. Then he looked at Xiao Zhou and said, Xiao Zhou, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and go over to see what's going on. Old Long. Can I not go? I always feel it's very dangerous over there. After hearing Wang Long's words, Xiao Zhou also asked nervously. Xiao Zhou. I really didn't expect you to say such a thing. Your owner has been very kind to you, but he is in danger now, and you don't even want to care about him? If old Zhao knew how disappointed and difficult he would be. Hearing this, Xiao Zhou quickly interrupted and said, Old Long, please stop talking, can't I go? Fuck. What are those? Also, it's not a competition, how did it turn into a group fight? When Xiao Zhou came to the door of the number 1 competition room, he saw Zhao Donglin being beaten by 9 combat puppets. This scene made him stunned. Xiao Zhou. What's going on inside? At this moment, Wang Long's questioning voice rang from not far away. Old Long. Something is not right here. We agreed to have a competition, but the owner was. Swoosh. Before Xiao Zhou finished speaking, a metallic arm suddenly stretched out from the door, and then directly pulled Xiao Zhou into the competition room. Fuck. Xiao Zhou was also pulled in? What's in there? Seeing this, Song Xian frowned and muttered to himself. Brother Song Xian. Something is not right. How about we go and have a look ourselves? When Wang Long heard what Song Xian said, he expressed his thoughts with a serious look. Okay. Let's go and have a look. You take the lead. After hearing Wang Long's proposal, Song Xian agreed directly. Are those the legendary combat puppets? Also, how could the aura emitted by those combat puppets be so terrifying? When Wang Long and Song Xian arrived at the door of the room, they saw Zhao Donglin and Xiao Zhou being madly tortured by 9 combat puppets. This horrifying scene made them dumbfounded. Whoosh! Whoosh! Just when the two were dumbfounded, 2 combat puppets appeared directly at the door of the room, and then instantly pulled the 2 in. Old Zhao. You are such a dog. There are 9 such terrifying combat puppets here, and you still want us to save you. You are clearly trying to drag the 2 of us into a trap. At this time, Wang Long, who was being madly tortured by 2 combat puppets, started to curse at Zhao Donglin who was standing beside him. Wang Long. I don't want to either. But I really can't stand it anymore. Now that you 3 have helped me share the 6 combat puppets, I feel much more relaxed. But, having said that, you two came at the right time. Hearing Wang Long's scolding, Zhao Donglin laughed and said, "Fuck. Can you two talk about something serious? Old Zhao, what's going on now? How can we stop these combat puppets?" Hearing the conversation between the two, Song Xian on the side also cursed angrily. "Please help Master Yi. These combat puppets were taken out by Master Yi. As long as Master Yi gives an order, these combat puppets can stop immediately." Hearing Song Xian's question, Zhao Donglin first pointed to Yi Feng, who was watching the excitement not far away, and then explained. "Young Master Yi. We are innocent. Can you please stop the combat puppets? We will leave here right away and will not affect your competition with Master Zhao." After hearing what Zhao Donglin said, Song Xian looked at Yi Feng, who was not far away, and begged. "Hey! I'm thinking of giving you this Guiyuan Tianshan as a reward for your hard work. Since you don't want to spar with my combat puppet, forget it." After hearing Song Xian's words, Yi Feng first took out a 1-meter-high Guiyuan Tianshan, and then said with regret. "Fuck. It's really Guiyuan Tianshan. And, looking at its height, it's at least 10,000-year-old Guiyuan Tianshan." Seeing the Guiyuan Tianshan that Yi Feng took out, Wang Long, Song Xian, and Zhao Donglin all exclaimed with their eyes wide open, and even their breathing became rapid. After all, this Guiyuan Tianshan can be used to refine 10 Guiyuan Tianshou pills, and each Guiyuan Tianshou pill can increase lifespan by 10,000 years. Whether they sell it or eat it themselves, they will make a lot of money. Damn. The stuff this young master brought out is too high-end. Such a top-level treasure will definitely not be in my hands. That is to say, everyone gets beaten together, but they can get this kind of treasure, and I can only watch it lonely, which is uncomfortable. Xiaozhou on the side also showed a bitter smile on his face after seeing the Guiyuan Tianshan. On the other side. System. Am I too stingy? Continue to open the special magic jar for me, and open 9 more 1-meter-high Guiyuan Tianshan for me. Seeing that the 4 people on the opposite side had no reaction, Yi Feng directly gave an order to the system. "Young Master Yi. I was just kidding. Let's make this fight more intense. Don't worry, I can definitely handle it." At this moment, Song Xian shouted. "Master Yi. I can handle it too. So, let these combat puppets torture me as much as they want." Then, Wang Long's voice also rang out from the side. "What are you doing? What are you two old bastards doing here? That's my treasure. Why are you trying to grab it?" Hearing what the two said, Zhao Donglin on the side became anxious. After all, in this 1 versus 9 fight, he was the main target of the beating. Chapter 804 Zhao Donglin, are you fucking sick in the head? Master Yi. You'd better clear them all out quickly. After all, I'm the one who's going to take on this competition. Then all the hard work fees should belong to me. Besides, facing the crazy attacks of 9 combat puppets, I can easily resist them, and I don't need others to help me share the burden. Then, Zhao Donglin looked at Yi Feng and expressed his thoughts. Facing 9 combat puppets, you can easily resist them? And you don't need others to share the burden? Hearing Zhao Donglin's words, Wang Long, Song Xian and Xiaozhou couldn't believe their ears for a moment. They really didn't expect that Zhao Donglin could say such shameless words. They even wanted to ask Zhao Donglin at this time, just now, that bastard said that the 3 of us helped to share the 6 combat puppets, and then he felt much more relaxed. What? Do you really need their help? Okay, let them stay and help you share the burden. After hearing Zhao Donglin's words, Yi Feng said this, and then took out a rocking chair to rest. When did I say I needed the 3 of them? Although you are the eldest son, you can't lie with your eyes open. Zhao Donglin was stunned when he heard Yi Feng's words, but Wang Long and Song Xian on the side showed a touch of excitement. Only Xiao Zhou didn't react, because no matter what the result was, it was the same for him. 9 combat puppets surrounded and beat up Pavilion Master Zhao alone. It was really boring to watch. Now that there are 3 more people, it's much more interesting to watch. Looking at the 4 people not far away being chased around by 9 combat puppets, Yi Feng also laughed and talked to himself. That's right. If nothing unexpected happens, the palace master should also be chased by the combat puppets at this time. Then we have to compensate the palace master anyway. Thinking of this, Yi Feng directly said to the system, "System, can you issue a random wasteful task for the palace master?" Ding. Issue a random task. Please take Huashan out to spend money and show off. He is responsible for showing off, and you are responsible for spending money. If the wasteful behavior reaches 3 times, the task will be successful. If the task is successful, a large number of wasteful points will be awarded, and there is a high probability of breaking through a small realm and a high probability of obtaining special rewards. If the task fails, a large number of wasteful points will be awarded, and there is a very low probability of breaking through a small realm. The task time is 3 days. As Yifeng's voice fell, the sound of the system issuing a random task rang in Yifeng's mind. Take the palace master to show off. He shows off, and I am a spendthrift? Hearing the random task released by the system, Yifeng immediately became interested, and then shouted to Zhao Donglin in the distance, "Master Zhao, can you still hold on? Otherwise, I will tell you the fatal weaknesses of these 9 combat puppets now." Old Zhao. This is a good thing, quickly agree to it. Also, have you noticed that although we can't touch the combat puppets that abuse us, we can touch the combat puppets around others, that is to say, as long as we know their fatal weaknesses, we can cooperate with each other and quickly solve them. Hearing Yifeng's words, Wang Long on the side reminded him excitedly. Yes. As long as we solve these combat puppets, we can get the Guiyuan Tianqian. Old Zhao, quickly agree to it. Then, Song Xian on the side also expressed the same opinion. Ridiculous. Really ridiculous. I took this job, and before you came, I was tortured by 9 combat puppets for an hour. So, you came over and wanted to take away my hard work fee? What a beautiful dream you have. After hearing what the 2 said, Zhao Donglin sneered, then looked at Yi Feng and shouted, "Young Master Yi, these combat puppets are so comfortable to rub and torture me, I haven't enjoyed it enough, otherwise, I will ask someone to arrange a place for you to stay, and you can come and tell me their fatal weaknesses tomorrow morning?" It's so comfortable to rub and torture? Haven't enjoyed it enough? I'll tell you their fatal weaknesses tomorrow morning? Hearing what Zhao Donglin said, Yi Feng was stunned, because this was completely different from what he expected. Okay then. Anyway, it's getting dark, I'll go to rest first. You guys enjoy it slowly. Although he didn't understand Zhao Donglin's idea, Yi Feng still agreed, and then left the number 1 sparring room directly. Zhao Donglin. Are you crazy? It can be over right away, why wait until tomorrow morning? Now that you've done this, how can we get through the night? After Yi Feng left, Wang Long started to curse angrily. Yeah. Zhao Donglin, why did you do this? Everyone got the Guiyuan Tianqian comfortably, isn't it delicious? Then, Song Xian on the side also complained. But I like the feeling of being rubbed and abused. If you can't stand it, you can leave. After all, I am the main target of the 9 combat puppets, so if you want to leave, they will definitely not stop you. Hearing the 2 people scolding and complaints, Zhao Donglin smiled playfully, and then directly expressed his thoughts. Crap. You want us to leave, and then you can eat the hard work fee alone. I tell you, even if I am tortured to death tonight, I will not leave. Hearing what Zhao Donglin said, Wang Long and Song Xian immediately understood it, and then directly expressed their attitudes. By the way, I don't know if you can hold it all night. So, Master Zhao, I will give you a chance to give orders to the 9 combat puppets. If you really can't hold it, you can make them all stop. At this time, Yi Feng, who had already left, came back, and then said this to Zhao Donglin, and also gave an order to the 9 combat puppets, that is, they can obey an order from Zhao Donglin. Young Master Yi actually gave me such a right? Then I must make good use of it. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Zhao Donglin smiled evilly, and then quickly responded, Young Master Yi, I will make good use of this opportunity to give orders. That's good. Remember, don't force it if you can't stand it. That's enough. After hearing this, Yi Feng reminded him again, and then left the number 1 sparring room. Chapter 805 The owner of the gym is too good at playing. Old Zhao. The opportunity has come. Hurry up and give the order to stop these combat puppets. When Yi Feng left again, Wang Long immediately shouted to Zhao Donglin. Wang Long. Are you stupid? Although young Master Yi said that all combat puppets can be ordered to stop, he did not say that other orders cannot be issued. Then can we issue a combat order to make them fight each other? Hearing Wang Long's words, Song Xian on the side proposed a different idea. Brother Wang Long. Brother Song Xian. Stop arguing, I have used up this precious command opportunity. At this moment, Zhao Donglin suddenly said this. Used up? Then why do the fists of these combat puppets hit my face from time to time? Hearing Zhao Donglin's words, Wang Long, Song Xian and Xiao Zhou also revealed a look of confusion. Master. What order did you give to these combat puppets? Then, Xiao Zhou, who had been silent all this time, looked at Zhao Donglin and asked. A very simple order. You are not allowed to fall into a coma. Hearing Xiao Zhou's question, Zhao Donglin also answered with a smile. We are not allowed to fall into a coma. Why did you give such a strange order? Hearing Zhao Donglin's words, the 3 of them were stunned, because they didn't understand the meaning of this order at all. Old Zhao. Why did you give such a strange order? With doubts, Wang Long looked at Zhao Donglin and asked, but before he finished asking, Zhao Donglin smiled at the 3 of them, and then hit the wall of the sparring room. Bang! With a muffled sound, Zhao Donglin fainted on the ground. And the 3 combat puppets around him also waved their fists and hit Zhao Donglin's pig head face again, but this kind of force that can only cause skin injuries can't wake up the unconscious Zhao Donglin at all. In other words, Zhao Donglin only needs to be in a coma for 1 night, then this difficult night, even if it is over, for him personally, it is no different from sleeping. Fuck. Can you still play like this? Wang Long and Song Xian, who saw this scene, quickly understood what was going on and started cursing. They really didn't expect Zhao Donglin to do such a stupid thing. He's really good at playing. The owner is really good at playing. He lay down to rest, but blocked the way for others. Should I say it or not, the owner's operation is really a dog. After seeing this scene, Xiao Zhou on the side also smiled bitterly and muttered to himself, and then began to move quietly towards the door of the room. Anyway, he couldn't get the Guiyu on Tianshan, so why should he stay here to get beaten? It's better to escape from here quickly. Brother Wang Long. Stop scolding, if you continue to scold, we will be tired too. After all, Lao Zhao, the bastard, can't hear it. However, even if he is unconscious, at least he can still restrain 3 combat puppets, and then Xiao Zhou can restrain 2 more. Then the 2 of us will face 2 combat puppets each, and we will be able to get through it. As he said, Song Xian looked at Xiao Zhou on the side. Huh? Where is he? Where is Xiao Zhou? When Song Xian found that Xiao Zhou, who was standing by just now, had disappeared, he shouted directly. Stop shouting. Xiao Zhou just ran away. That is to say, from now on, the two of us will each face the abuse of 3 combat puppets." Hearing Song Xian shout, Wang Long on the side also said helplessly, "No. Along, you are wrong. It's not that the two of us have to face 3 combat puppets each, but I still have to face 2, and you have to face 4. Seeing that the 2 combat puppets responsible for Xiao Zhou walked directly towards Wang Long, Song Xian also gloated and reminded him. "Fuck. Why? Just because I am more handsome than you, have better cultivation than you, have better luck with women, and have better brothers than you, do I have to be abused by 4 combat puppets?" After hearing what Song Xian said, Wang Long also noticed this situation and started to complain loudly. Why are you saying this? Why don't you just wait to be beaten? Why use words to attack me? After hearing what Wang Long said, Song Xian felt uncomfortable instantly. He even hoped that the 2 combat puppets would abuse him. On the other side, "No. I can't just leave like this. What if young Master Yi gives me the hard work fee tomorrow? When I take the initiative to hand it over to the owner can at least leave me 1/5. For me, it is already an unimaginable fortune." At this time, Xiao Zhou, who was leaving the sparring room, suddenly thought of something and stopped. "Wait a minute. The owner is unconscious, so can I go back tomorrow morning?" By then, even if Elder Long and Elder Xian say something, the owner may not believe it. After all, I am the one in the same group with the owner. Thinking of this, Xiao Zhou smiled evilly and walked towards the number 1 sparring room. However, he was not going to go in, but to rest at the door for the night. The next morning. This sleep is so comfortable. When Yifeng woke up, he stretched himself beautifully, and then looked at the quilt with holes all over it. "Hey! Another quilt is ruined. Don't dream about the 7 fairies next time." Yifeng put away the quilt with holes all over it, and then got up and left the guest room, and walked directly towards the number 1 discussion room. "I have to hurry up and end this wasteful behavior. After all, the mission time is only 3 days. If I waste 1 more second, the palace master will have 1 less second to show off." On the way, Yifeng also made a decision, that is, after arriving at the discussion room, he will immediately tell Zhao Donglin, Wang Long and others the fatal weaknesses of the 9 combat puppets. On the other side. Discussion room number 1. "Fuck. Xiao Zhou, you still have the face to come back?" Wang Long and Song Xian, who had been tortured all night, saw Xiao Zhou coming in from outside in high spirits, and they also cursed together. "My lords. What do you mean by that? What do you mean I have the nerve to come back? Haven't I been here all along?" Hearing the 2 people scolding, Xiao Zhou also pretended to be puzzled and said. Chapter 806, This grievance is unbearable even for a dog. "You have been here all along? Then was it a dog that ran away yesterday?" After hearing what Xiao Zhou said, Wang Long and Song Xian were stunned. "Fuck. Brother Wang Long, I understand. Zhao Donglin, that bastard, was unconscious for a whole night and didn't even know that Xiao Zhou ran away. At that time, no matter what we say, I'm afraid Zhao Donglin won't believe it. After all, Xiao Zhou is his man, and the 2 of us are now robbing his hard work fee, which is equivalent to being enemies. He will definitely ignore us." At this time, Song Xian suddenly thought of something, and then looked at Wang Long and expressed his thoughts. "Fuck. Zhao Donglin, that bastard, is already a dog. But I didn't expect that this Xiao Zhou is even more of a dog. They are the Red God Dojo, they raise dogs." Hearing what Song Xian said, Wang Long also reacted suddenly, and then he started to curse. "My lords. Since you have guessed it, I will stop pretending and tell you what I am doing. I just want to do this, why don't you come and bite me?" Seeing that both of them had guessed his purpose, Xiao Zhou did not hide it and told his truth directly. "Xiao Zhou. how did you become like this? Are you still the Xiaozhou I know? Will your conscience not hurt if you do this? After hearing what Xiaozhou said, Wang Long and Song Xian's mouths twitched with anger, and then Song Xian scolded loudly with anger. My two adults. You could have run away last night. After all, our owner fainted. Even if you ran away, he wouldn't know. But if you don't run, who can you blame? After hearing Song Xian's scolding, Xiaozhou curled his lips and said this. Yes. We can run away too. Anyway, Zhao Donglin fainted. Even if we ran away, he wouldn't know. After hearing what Xiaozhou said, Wang Long and Song Xian also reacted suddenly, and then they hugged their heads and cried, because they knew about this too late. Zhao Donglin clearly gave them a chance. They could have avoided the torture of this night. But they missed it. Zhao Donglin, damn. Can you play like this? I didn't even think of this. If you really ran away and let the 9 combat puppets beat me up all night, and then you came back in the morning to share the hard work fee, I would really cry to death. Huh? Brother Wang Long. Brother Song Xian. What are you two doing there? At this time, Zhao Donglin, who had been unconscious for a whole night, also woke up. However, when he saw Wang Long and Song Xian crying, he asked with a confused face. Old Zhao. I want to say that Xiaozhou ran away directly after you fell into a coma. And he just came back, do you believe it? Hearing Zhao Donglin's words, Song Xian also asked tentatively. Believe it? I don't believe you. He is my man. When I was unconscious, he must have been here to guard me. How could he leave here for a whole night? Hearing Song Xian's question, Zhao Donglin didn't even hesitate and answered directly. Fuck. What the hell is he guarding? Although you don't believe it, he really ran away last night. Hearing Zhao Donglin's words, Song Xian also shouted. Master Xian. You are an old senior. Is it really okay to slander a junior like this? Don't you feel guilty if you do this? At this time, Xiaozhou also stepped forward, and then looked at Song Xian fearlessly and questioned him. You, how dare you say such a? Hearing Xiaozhou's shameless words, Song Xian was also angry and was about to say something. However, before he finished speaking, Yifeng walked in directly from outside. Everyone. Time is tight and the task is heavy. I won't waste any more time with you. Next, I will tell you the fatal weaknesses of these 9 combat puppets, and then you will get rid of them as quickly as possible. Yifeng paused for a moment, and then told the location of the fatal weaknesses of the 9 combat puppets. A moment later. Ding. Congratulations to the host for triggering the prodigal behavior, reward 1 million prodigal points, and reward for breaking through a small realm. When the 4 people cooperated with each other and destroyed all 9 combat puppets, the system's reward prompt sound rang from Yifeng's mind. Boom. Then, a breath of breakthrough burst out from Yifeng's body. Fuck. No, young Master Yi is going to shoot again. Everyone should be mentally prepared. Seeing this familiar scene, Zhao Donglin was also shocked, and then looked at the 3 people beside him and reminded them loudly. However, after Yifeng's cultivation level broke through from the 6th level of the Divine Dao realm to the 7th level of the Divine Dao realm, he completely calmed down. Old Zhao. You are a psychopath. Young Master Yi just had an epiphany and made a breakthrough, why are you yelling there? When Yifeng's breath gradually stabilized, Wang Long also looked at Zhao Donglin and shouted. This is not right. How did young Master Yi break through a small realm this time? Shouldn't it be crazy? Ignoring Wang Long's shout, Zhao Donglin pondered with a puzzled look on his face. Everyone. You've been busy all night. These 10 Guiyuan Tianshan, I'll give them to you as a reward for your hard work. At this time, Yifeng also took out 10 1-meter-high Guiyuan Tianshan from the can, and then began to divide them among the 4 people. When Yifeng had divided all 10 Guiyuan Tianshan, Wang Long and Song Xian looked at the 1 Guiyuan Tianshan in their hands and fell into deep thought. They didn't understand why Zhao Donglin and Xiao Zhou each got 4, while the 2 of them only got 1. Young Master Yi. Why did Lao Zhao and Xiao Zhou get 4, but Wang Long and I only got 1? Puzzled, Song Xian looked at Yifeng and asked. Since it was Master Zhao who accepted my invitation to compete, there's nothing wrong with giving him 4. And the 3 of you joined later, so normally you should have the same number of Guiyuan Tianshan, but Xiao Zhou has the weakest cultivation, but he has endured the same torture as you, so there's nothing wrong with giving him a few more. Yifeng started to explain after hearing Song Xian's question. Cried. After hearing Yifeng's explanation, Wang Long and Song Xian cried again with grievance. Because of this explanation, they couldn't refute it, but they were really wronged. One of them slept all night, and the other ran away and stayed all night. They were the only 2 who were beaten here stupidly all night, but in the end, they only got a Guiyuan Tianshan. Let alone a human, even if it was a dog, the dog couldn't stand this grievance. Chapter 807 Brother Zhou, just call me Xiao Xian, from now on. Ding. Congratulations to the host for triggering the wasteful behavior, reward 1.5 million wasteful points, reward combat puppets *10. As Yifeng paid the hard work fee, the system's reward prompt sound also rang in his mind. Reward me with 10 combat puppets again? But this broken thing, I have no use for it, and I'm too lazy to lose it. Thinking of this, Yifeng looked at Xiao Zhou, and then murmured to himself, this Xiao Zhou is not bad, why not give it to him? Master. I will definitely hand over these 4 Guiyuan Tianshan to you. Can you leave some for me? At this time, Xiao Zhou also came to Zhao Donglin, and then expressed his thoughts. Xiao Zhou. It's great that you have this awareness. But I won't treat you badly. You will give me all 4 Guiyuan Tianshan in a while. This is for Wang Long and Song Xian to see. After all, treasures of this level will bring you fatal disasters. I will return 1 to you later. In this way, no one will know that you have a Guiyuan Tianshan in your hand. Only in this way can you be safe. Zhao Donglin was stunned when he heard Xiao Zhou's words, then nodded with satisfaction, and then expressed his thoughts. On the other side. Brother Wang Long. I am really a little unwilling. Why can that stinky boy Xiao Zhou get 4? How about we find a way to get 2 from him? At this time, Song Xian used his spiritual consciousness to transmit his thoughts to Wang Long. Brother Song Xian. I think it's okay. Then let's go find Xiao Zhou quickly, otherwise, if Zhao Donglin, that bastard, gets us, then we'll be in trouble. Hearing Song Xian's idea, Wang Long didn't hesitate and directly agreed. Then, the 2 walked towards the location where Xiao Zhou and Zhao Donglin were. Xiao Zhou. We have something to discuss with you. When he came to Xiao Zhou, Song Xian said with a smile. Everyone. I have something to do, and I have to go first. See you again in the future. Just then, Yifeng's voice suddenly sounded from the side. Xiao Zhou. There are 10 combat puppets in this magic ring. It's useless for me to keep it, so I'll give it to you. Then, Yifeng threw a magic ring to Xiao Zhou, and then walked into the designated space portal that had been activated. 10 combat puppets? Give it to me, then why don't I just take off? Looking at Yifeng, who was leaving, and looking at the magic ring in his hand, Xiao Zhou couldn't believe it for a moment. It was really that this happiness came too suddenly and caught him off guard. Zhao Donglin, Wang Long and Song Xian, who were standing by, were also dumbfounded at this time. It is no exaggeration to say that with those 10 combat puppets, Xiao Zhou has become the existence they need to look up to. Master. These are the 4 Guiyuanshan. Although he got 10 combat puppets at the ceiling level of combat power, Xiao Zhou did not get carried away. He was still ready to hand over the Guiyuanshan ginseng to Zhao Donglin. However, before he finished speaking, he was interrupted by Zhao Donglin. "Brother Zhou, you can take those 4 Guiyuanshan ginsengs yourself. By the way, I feel that I have too many Guiyuanshan ginsengs. I'm afraid I can't control them. Otherwise, Brother Zhou, please help me and keep 2 for me." At this time, Zhao Donglin also laughed and expressed his thoughts. You won't take mine, but you'll give me 2? Xiao Zhou was completely dumbfounded when he heard what Zhao Donglin said. "Mr. Xian, what did you want to discuss with me just now?" At this moment, Xiao Zhou suddenly thought of something, and then looked at Song Xian and asked. "Brother Zhou, what's the matter with Xian Lao? Just call me Xiao Xian from now on. Just now I was also thinking, I'm afraid I can't control a 10,000-year-old Guiyuan Tianshan, so can you help me keep half of it?" Hearing Xiao Zhou's words, Song Xian also asked with a smile, but although he was smiling on his face, he was crying in his heart. After all, he only had 1 in total, and now he has to give away half of it. He is really distressed. Stealing a chicken and losing the rice. This time it's really a big loss. Wang Long, who was standing aside, also showed a bitter smile at this time. He really didn't expect that Yi Feng would actually give Xiao Zhou 10 terrifying combat puppets before leaving. After trying to calm down, Wang Long also showed a smile, and then expressed the same idea as Song Xian. "It's incredible. Just because I have 10 combat puppets, the 3 adults in front of me are like different people. Is this the effect of powerful power?" Looking at the 3 people in front of him, Xiao Zhou also muttered to himself with a shocked expression. "Xinghuan Mountain, Xinghuan Palace. That's right. I haven't checked the wasteful products refreshed today." When Yi Feng returned to his residence through the designated space portal, he suddenly thought of something, and then checked the wasteful products refreshed today. Today's waste product, 10,000 pots of Wujing Enlightenment Tea. Wujing Enlightenment Tea. Wujing Enlightenment Tea is formed by boiling Wujing, divine water, and soaking Wujing, Tianwu tea. No matter whether you are a Shintoist or a divine beast, you only need to drink a small sip to enter the state of enlightenment instantly. This thing is interesting. When Yi Feng checked the situation of today's waste product, a look of surprise appeared on his face. "Forget it. Let's go find the palace master first. Maybe on the way to accompany the palace master to show off, there will be a chance to waste these enlightenment teas." Thinking of this, Yi Feng left his residence and then walked directly towards Huashan's residence. A moment later. Where are they at this early hour? When Yi Feng arrived at Huashan's residence and found that Huashan was not there, he began to talk to himself with a puzzled look on his face, and then turned and walked towards the dream hut. Dream hut. "Master Xiaojian. You finally showed your kindness and told me the fatal weakness of this combat puppet. If I continue to be tortured by it, I will really go crazy." At this time, Huashan, who had been tortured all night, also looked at Yi Xiaojian and said with gratitude, "Don't thank me. If you want to thank someone, thank my lord. If my lord hadn't come back, I would have tortured you for a while." Yi Xiaojian paused for a moment, then continued, "Finally, I'll remind you that in the future, just watch the fun and don't talk too much, otherwise, it will easily cause trouble." Chapter 808. I'll take you to show off and fly with you. Master Xiaojian. I remember, I will never talk too much when I watch the fun in the future. Hearing Yi Xiaojian's reminder, Huashan also responded quickly. A moment later. Young Master Yi. You're back. When Yi Feng came here, Huashan also greeted him with a smile. Palace Master. So you're here, I've been looking for you for a long time. It just so happens that I have something to ask you. After seeing Huashan, Yifeng also said with a smile. Are you going to ask me something again? But I don't dare to give out the idea of ruining the family anymore. If it falls on me again, I really can't bear it. Hearing Yifeng's words, Huashan was also frightened and trembled all over. Then he asked with an uneasy look, Young Master Yi, what do you want to ask me? Palace Master. I want to take you out to show off and fly with you. I don't know, are you interested in this? Hearing Huashan's words, Yifeng also asked with a smile on his face. Huh? Take me to show off and fly with me? How can you be so good to me? Hearing Yifeng's words, Huashan was directly stunned. It was really Yifeng's love that came too suddenly, which made him panic. Young Master Yi. I am definitely very interested in showing off. But how did you suddenly have this idea? After calming down, Huashan looked at Yifeng with curiosity and asked. Palace Master. You have paid too much for the palace. So, I want to compensate you. Next, you just need to tell me where you want to go to show off. Hearing Huashan's question, Yifeng also explained. Compensate me? Then I have to make good use of this precious opportunity to show off. After understanding the reason, Huashan lowered his head and pondered. After a while. Young Master Yi. Can I ask first, how do you want to show off with me? After pondering for a while, Huashan looked at Yifeng and asked. It's very simple. Take you to show off in a way that makes you lose money. In other words, you are responsible for showing off in the front, and I am responsible for losing money in the back. Hearing Huashan's question, Yifeng explained directly. Young Master Yi. If that's the case, then I want to go to Xingqiu sect and show off. Because I was humiliated there. After hearing Yifeng's explanation, Huashan directly stated his decision. Tianqing City. Palace Master. What humiliation have you suffered? When the two came to the town closest to Xingqiu sect, Yifeng asked curiously. 100 years ago. Xingqiu sect was recruiting disciples, and I happened to catch up, so I thought I would try my luck. As a result, because of my useless physique, I became a laughing stock of everyone, and an elder of Xingqiu sect even humiliated me verbally. To this day, I still remember his ugly face. Hearing Yifeng's question, Huashan also briefly described the situation back then. Although Huashan's words were very simple, Yifeng could imagine that the humiliation of Huashan by the elder in words was definitely not an ordinary humiliation. Palace Master. Then how are you going to get back at this place? Then, Yifeng looked at Huashan and asked. Let's try our luck and see if they are recruiting disciples recently. If they are really recruiting disciples, then I will sign up and start showing off during the assessment. If they are not recruiting disciples, then I can only go to Xingqiu sect in person, and then use the identity of the Palace Master of Xinghuan Palace to visit and show off. Hearing Yifeng's question, Huashan directly expressed his thoughts. System. Use the peak function once to check if Xingqiu sect will recruit disciples within these 3 days. After hearing Huashan's idea, Yifeng directly gave the system an order. Ding. Consume the peak function once. Xingqiu sect is currently recruiting disciples, and today is the last day to register. As Yifeng finished speaking, the system's voice rang out from his mind. Xingqiu sect is actually recruiting disciples? And today is the last day? After hearing the system's answer, Yifeng smiled, and then said directly to Huashan, Palace Master, what a coincidence, Xingqiu sect is really recruiting disciples, and today is the last day to register. Really? Young Master Yi, are you serious? Huashan was immediately excited when he heard Yifeng's words, because he really wanted to show off perfectly when Xingqiu sect recruited disciples, so that he could open up a knot in his heart. A moment later. Luochen Restaurant. Palace Master. From now on, I will no longer call you Palace Master, but Master. And my identity is just a little follower beside you, and then, you can act as pretentious as you want, and leave the rest to me. When they arrived at the door of a guest room on the second floor, Yi Feng whispered a reminder to Huashan. Young Master Yi. That I'm not very good at pretending, what if I can't pretend well? Hearing Yi Feng's reminder, Huashan also became a little nervous, and he was completely calm. Palace Master. Then you can do whatever you want. If you can't pretend well, I will help you. Also, don't call me Master Yi anymore, just call me Little Yi. After saying that, Yi Feng knocked on the door directly. Come in. Soon, a voice sounded from the room, and this voice made Huashan feel a little familiar. Sir. We should go in. With that, Yi Feng pushed open the door, and then stood aside, motioning Huashan to go in first. Huh. It's you. When Huashan walked into the guest room, he saw that the man in charge of registration was Wang Wei, who registered him 100 years ago, which made him exclaim directly. If I remember correctly, your name should be Huashan. I never thought that we would meet again after 100 years. But, you came here this time, don't you want to join our Xingqiu sect? Wang Wei, who also recognized Huashan, asked with surprise. That's right. I came here this time, and I really want to join the Xingqiu sect. Hearing Wang Wei's question, Huashan also responded with a smile. Huashan. Take my advice, you should leave quickly. Because the elder who is in charge of recruiting disciples, this time is Li Wenyuan. If he sees you again, he will probably humiliate you again. Hearing Huashan's words, Wang Wei also hurriedly persuaded him. Sir. You must be tired of standing. Sit down and rest first. At this moment, Yi Feng, who was silent on the side, suddenly took out a rocking chair made of top-grade divine crystal. Chapter 809 Interesting, he has successfully attracted my attention. That is, a rocking chair made of top-grade divine crystal? When Wang Wei saw the rocking chair that Yi Feng took out, his face also showed a touch of shock, and at the same time he thought to himself, I haven't seen this Huashan for 100 years. Has he become so awesome? Xiao Yi. Next time you come out with me, don't bring this broken rocking chair. It's hard and it's not comfortable to lie on it. At this time, Huashan first lay on the rocking chair, and then frowned and said. Not comfortable lying down? Don't bring it out in the future? How can you be so pretentious? Hearing what Huashan said, Wang Wei on the opposite side curled his lips in disdain, because he didn't believe what Huashan said at all. After all, this rocking chair was made of a large amount of top-grade divine crystals. It is no exaggeration to say that this thing is not for lying down, but for pretending. My lord. Since this rocking chair is uncomfortable to lie on, then there is no need for it to exist. Why don't I destroy it now? When Huashan finished pretending, Yi Feng was ready to start spending money. Ah, right. This broken rocking chair really has no need to exist, quickly destroy it, so as not to be upset when looking at it. Hearing this, Huashan guessed that Yi Feng was going to spend money, and then stood up from the rocking chair and agreed with Yi Feng's proposal. What? What the hell are you going to do? Although I just doubted you, you don't need to prove yourself with actual actions. Isn't it enough for me to believe it? Seeing Yi Feng took out a giant hammer flashing with lightning, and then walked directly towards the rocking chair, Wang Wei on the opposite side was stunned. He really didn't expect that Huashan was not pretending, but was going to do it for real. Not only that, Wang Wei also felt a strong sense of oppression on the giant hammer flashing with lightning, which was enough to prove that the giant hammer flashing with lightning was definitely not an ordinary artifact. No. That's all money. If you don't want it, you can give it to me. I like this kind of hard rocking chair. Seeing Yi Feng holding a giant hammer and smashing the divine crystal rocking chair directly, Wang Wei on the opposite side also shouted anxiously in his heart. Pung! With a muffled sound, the whole rocking chair shattered instantly, and countless broken top-grade divine crystals were also annihilated in the violent blue lightning. Sir! It's been dealt with. Seeing that the rocking chair had completely disappeared, Yi Feng also said to Huashan with an excited look. Yeah. Xiao Yi, you did a good job on this matter. Keep up the good work in the future, I am optimistic about you. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Huashan also nodded with satisfaction, and then smiled and praised. Well done. Keep up the good work in the future? He is spending money, can't you see it? Seeing Huashan praising him, Wang Wei felt like he was going crazy. He even wanted to say to Huashan, you can act cool, but how can you allow your subordinates to lose money? Wang Wei. Let's talk business. Your Xingqiu sect is recruiting disciples this time, and I still want to sign up, so please help me register. At this time, Huashan looked at Wang Wei and repeated his idea of signing up. Okay. I'll help you register right away. This time, Wang Wei didn't say anything to persuade him, because he found that he couldn't see through the other party. That's fine. If there's nothing else, I'll leave first. I'll come on time tomorrow morning to take the sect entrance examination. After saying that, Huashan turned around and prepared to leave the guest room. Brother Huashan. This time, in addition to elderly, there is another Elder Chu who is responsible for recruiting disciples. If you don't have anything else to do, why don't I call Elder Chu over and have a drink? Seeing Huashan about to leave, Wang Wei also quickly expressed his idea, and he did this for only one purpose, that is, he wanted to test Huashan's bottom first. Aren't you responsible for registration? Is there still time for drinking? Hearing Wang Wei's proposal, Huashan also asked out loud, and this sentence also expressed his attitude, that is, he is still very interested in this drinking party. Brother Huashan. I can let someone else do this job. It won't have any impact. When Wang Wei heard this, his face was also happy, and then he explained out loud. Okay then. I don't have anything to do anyway, so you can arrange it. After hearing Wang Wei's explanation, Huashan nodded and agreed directly. A luxurious guest room on the 3rd floor. Elder Chu. That's what happened. It can be said that Huashan has become a different person. I really can't see through him. At this time, Wang Wei, who came to Elder Chu's guest room, briefly explained the previous situation. Interesting. Really interesting. A useless person 100 years ago has now become an unfathomable mysterious figure. To be honest, he has successfully attracted my attention. In that case, let me go and find out his bottom in person. After listening to what Wang Wei said, Chu Yuanfei also said with expectation. By the way, Elder Chu, I found another situation, but this is just my guess. That is, the little follower who follows Huashan, I always feel that he is a little bit wrong, because he seems unusually excited when he destroys the God Crystal rocking chair. In short, they give me a feeling that Huashan enjoys the pleasure of pretending in front, and the little follower enjoys the pleasure of ruining the family in the back. Just as the two were about to leave the guest room, Wang Wei suddenly thought of something, and then said his guess. One is showing off in the front. The other is spending money in the back. Hearing this, Chu Yuanfei also smiled helplessly, and then said, Wang Wei, are you thinking too much? If you say that Huashan likes to show off, I can accept it, but his little follower likes to spend money. This is a bit nonsense. It is not realistic at all. Then, maybe I think too much. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's words, Wang Wei also responded with a wry smile. On the other side, young Master Yi. I suddenly found that the two of us are really perfect together. Look, I can enjoy the pleasure of showing off, and you can enjoy the joy of spending money. It is no exaggeration to say that the two of us are really invincible when we join forces. At this time, Huashan in the guest room also said to Yifeng excitedly. Chapter 8:10 Before eating and drinking, you should rinse your mouth first. Join forces? What are you strong about? How did you say such a shameless thing? Yifeng was also shocked when he heard what Huashan said. He really didn't expect that the weak palace master Huashan could say such shameless words. Young Master Yi. How should I act cool when we eat? Seeing that Yifeng didn't respond for a long time, Huashan also asked. Palace Master. Didn't I tell you, you can act cool as much as you want. No matter how you act cool, I can help you get through it later, so just act cool boldly. Hearing Huashan's question, Yifeng also responded with a smile. Young Master Yi. I feel relieved with your words. However, why haven't Wang Wei and Elder Chu come yet? Huashan said this casually when he found out that Wang Wei and Elder Chu hadn't come yet. Squeak. At this moment, the sound of the door being pushed open suddenly rang out, and then Wang Wei and a middle-aged man walked in from outside. Brother Huashan. This is Elder Chu. After sitting down, Wang Wei looked at Huashan and introduced Chu Yuanfei. Huashan. Is this kid your follower? He doesn't seem to know the rules very well. At this time, seeing Yifeng also sitting at the table, Chu Yuanfei looked at Huashan and reminded him. Humph. You have your rules, and I have mine. And my rule is that my follower can sit at the same table with me. What's the problem? Or do I have to follow your rules? Hearing Chu Yuanfei's words, Huashan snorted coldly at first, and then responded extremely arrogantly. Seeing Huashan so arrogant, Chu Yuanfei also frowned slightly, but he was not angry. Because, through this incident, he can be sure of one thing, that is, the relationship between this little follower and Huashan is definitely not ordinary, or in other words, this little follower has a very high status in Huashan's heart. Ha ha ha. No problem, of course no problem. Wang Wei quickly asked the waiter to serve the food and wine. At this time, Chu Yuanfei responded with a big laugh, and then looked at Wang Wei and reminded him. A moment later. You too. My master always rinses his mouth before eating and drinking. When all the food and wine were served, Yifeng suddenly thought of something, and then stood up and looked at the two people opposite and said. Before eating and drinking, you have to rinse your mouth first? When did I have this good habit? When Huashan heard what Yifeng said, he also showed a bit of confusion, but he quickly reacted and laughed directly. Brother Wang Wei, Elder Chu, I have a shortcoming, that is, I have developed a lot of good habits in my daily life, which makes you laugh. Shortcomings? Good habits? Are you pretending to be a big shot again? Seeing Huashan say such shameless words, the corners of Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei's mouths twitched directly. Xiao Yi. Take out the thing I used to rinse my mouth. At this time, Huashan also looked at Yifeng with a trace of uneasiness and asked him. He was sure that Yifeng was going to spend money again. Soon, Yifeng took out a transparent teapot from the system space and put it directly on the table. Brother Huashan. Is this what you usually use to rinse your mouth? Why does it look a bit like tea to me? Is it tea? Looking at the brown liquid in the teapot, Chu Yuanfei asked curiously. That's right. This is what my master usually uses to rinse his mouth. And it is indeed tea. Its name is Boundless Enlightenment Tea. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's question, Yifeng answered first. What? You said that this contains Boundless Enlightenment Tea? Hearing the 5 words Boundless Enlightenment Tea, Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei exclaimed together, and their eyes were filled with disbelief. You know, boundless enlightenment tea can not only enlighten the practice method, but also enlighten the supernatural power. Even when encountering bottlenecks in alchemy, refining equipment, refining talismans, etc., you can also seek breakthroughs in this powerful state of enlightenment. It can be said that the state of enlightenment produced by boundless enlightenment tea can enlighten any aspect, which is incomparable to other enlightenment secret treasures. And this top-grade enlightenment tea is what Huashan usually uses to rinse his mouth. Not to mention humans, even dogs would shake their heads if they heard this. Crazy! Young Master Yi is absolutely crazy. He actually has this kind of treasure. It's fine if there is one, but you also want to use it for me to rinse my mouth. How can I swallow it? Huashan, who was standing by, was shocked when he learned that the tea inside was actually the boundless enlightenment tea. Although he guessed that Yifeng was going to lose money, he really didn't expect that Yifeng would play so hard this time. Moreover, he really wanted to say to Yifeng, "This is the boundless enlightenment tea. I feel that my mouth is not worthy of it when I use it to rinse my mouth." Brother Huashan. To be honest, when I followed the sect master to visit a certain sect, I had the honor to drink a little bit. Although that little bit of boundless enlightenment tea only allowed me to enter the state of enlightenment for 5 seconds, it was also very beneficial to me. So, I have an unwelcome request, that is, can you pour me a small cup of this mouthwash tea? At this time, when Chu Yuanfei recovered, he looked at Huashan and asked. To be honest, he didn't believe that the teapot was filled with boundless enlightenment tea. Because this kind of thing is extremely rare and expensive, so it is impossible for anyone to use it as a mouthwash. Even a prodigal son would not do such a crazy and wasteful act. It seems that this elder Chu does not believe that this contains the Wujia Suanluan tea. In that case, let him taste a little bit. In this way, he will be able to share my heartache later. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's words, Huashan's mouth also showed a sly smile, and then nodded and said, "Okay, then I'll pour you some. Anyway, I have a lot of this broken stuff in my hand. I usually use it for gargling or watering flowers." Pretend. Keep pretending. It's either for gargling or watering flowers. Even if this is really the boundless enlightenment tea, I don't believe you really have so much in your hand, not to mention that this is not the boundless enlightenment tea at all. Seeing Huashan started to pretend again, Chu Yuanfei also curled his lips in disdain, and then picked up the teapot and poured the tea into his wine glass.